Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Wayne Slosher, and I'll be flying solo tonight. Truman will be doing the public announcing, but he'll be back after tonight's game for the rest of this homestand. Tonight's game features the visiting Moose Jaw Miller Express. They'll be coming in with a 14-20 record. They're fourth in the East Division of the WCBL, and they're 5.5 games behind the third place Regina Red Sox. The hometown Mavs are 23-11. They're in second place, and they're 5.5 games behind the Saskatoon Berries. So both of these teams want to make ground on the team that's in front of them. The Mavs come in with a 6-4 record in their last 10 games. Moose Jaw a 3-7 record. Moose Jaw last game was a 7-4 loss to Regina, but previous to that, they had 3 one-run ball games in which they were able to beat the Saskatoon Berries in one of those games. So tonight, we should have a very interesting game. These two teams have played each other 3 times already this year. They will play, including tonight, another 7 games. They play 10 games against each other, and these two teams have developed a great rivalry over the years. Moose Jaw is an exceptionally offensively talented team, and the Medicine Hat Mavericks are equally offensively gifted and possess a little bit better in the pitching department. The weather today has cooled off significantly from the last 2 days. The last 2 days were in the mid-30s, which is low mid-90s Fahrenheit. Today it's only about 18 degrees Celsius, that is, and it's cloudy. There was a shower that passed through this afternoon, but that won't affect playing conditions at all. It might affect the crowd tonight, but you know, people do love their baseball, and hopefully the Mavs, or the fans, will come out to watch the Mavs host Moose Jaw tonight. There is a wind blowing in, a slight breeze blowing in from left field towards home plate. We'll be back with the introduction of the starting lineups right after this short commercial break from one of the sponsors. Well, tonight's lineup will feature the following players for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Leading off is Thomas Soto. He'll be at shortstop. William Edwards will be the DH. Austin Gurney in center field. Eduardo Suenes is at first base. Robert Estrada in right field. Tanner DeGrazia in left field. Gustavo Soto will be doing the catching tonight. Abe Alberg is at third base, and Ben Wallachek is at second base. On the mound for the Miller Express is Joe Gutierrez from Tacoma, Washington. This is his 8th game. He has a record of 1-2. He has 23 strikeouts versus 17 walks and a 7.32 ERA. I apologize. He has been in 8 games. This is his 9th game. For the Medicine Hat Mavericks, leading off is Jeremy Freeman in center field. Aaron Volcano is in right field. Tyler Benesti at third base. Carter Roth is the DH tonight. Johnny Volcano at shortstop. Adam Volcano at first base. Blake Dale is at second base. Jamal Chabot is the catcher, and Micah Dvorak in left field. And on the mound for the Medicine Hat Mavericks is Gary Dornan, a 17-year-old. He is playing in his 10th game. He's pitched 21 2/3 innings. He struck out 17 while walking 13. He has a 2-win, 2-loss, and 1 save record and an ERA of 8.3. The umpires for tonight's game at home plate is Tyler Murphy. At first base, Willie Glasgow. And the crew chief at third base is Zeke Fairs. So we're hopeful for a great game tonight. Actually, we're hopeful that we can get this game in. It's not raining. We should be able to get the game in. And after today, Moose Jaw are off for a game. The Mavericks will host Swift Current tomorrow, and then Moose Jaw will be back here again on Saturday. And the weather does look very good for Saturday. Today is a little blip in the hot weather that we've been getting lately, but it's going to start rising again tomorrow, and come Saturday, when Moose Jaw is back in town, it's promising to be a very warm, sunny, and a summer-like day for baseball. The All-Stars were announced for the WCBL this year, and Moose Jaw is very well represented. Moose Jaw has Austin Gurney, who's one of only 3 players in the WCBL this year that is going to their 3rd All-Star game. Gurney is batting .386 with 40 RBIs in the league. He has 54 hits, which is 3rd in the WCBL. 16 walks versus 13 strikeouts, and he's 7 for 8 in stolen bases. He's a native of Campbell River, BC, and has been playing his college baseball at Pikeville University in Kentucky. So we're very proud of Austin Gurney going, and I've watched Austin Gurney here since he came into the league, and he's always been one of those players that has played hard. He and Soto and Nate Mensick, some of you may recall Nate Mensick from the previous years with Moose Jaw, they played hard all the time, and I think Gurney and Soto, Wallacek, they're all of the same mold. They love to play the game, and they never take an out off. Also from Moose Jaw is William Edwards, a newbie to the WCBL. He's from New South Wales in Australia, attends the University of Sioux Falls in South Dakota, and he's a junior there. He's batting .365 this season, 38 RBIs. He has 50 hits, which is 4th in the WCBL, with 6 home runs, and he's 11 for 13 in stolen bases. He's someone we have to keep an eye on. And the last visit to Medicine Hat, he was a force against the Mavericks. Weston Walls is also going to the All-Star game. He's a right-handed pitcher from the Moose Jaw Miller Express. 42.1 innings pitched, 54 strikeouts. He has an 0-3 record, but has been a force throughout his time in the WCBL. And we'll stop now for the playing of the national anthem. Well, we're just about ready for the first pitch, but we'll conclude with the rest of the Moose Jaw Miller Express All-Stars. Nathan Rizzio, a right-handed pitcher, will be attending. He's a youngster from southern Saskatchewan. He's had 17 innings pitched. He's got 21 strikeouts versus only 7 walks and has a 2.11 ERA. He has 3 wins and 2 losses. Right-handed pitcher Rodolfo Gugliardo is also attending. Rudy Guardiolo is from Laredo, Texas, just across the border from the lovely country of Mexico. He's been in 8 games, has a 3-1 record, has pitched 39.1 innings, and has a 4.57 ERA. And we also have the coaching staff from the Moose Jaw Miller Express. They'll be conducting the game from the managerial and coaching perspective. The head coach is Eric Marriott. The pitching coach, Dustin Mollican, former Major League Baseball player and a Regina native. And the assistant coach is Michael Gonzalez. So on the mound for the Mavericks is young Gary Dornan, who attends the Badlands Baseball Academy just north of Medicine Hat in the town of Oyen, Saskatchewan. His head coach is Nolan Radeye, a very prominent player with the Mavericks in the WCBL, an outstanding player in his own right. And he's doing an excellent job with the Badlands Academy. He'll have his work cut out for him. Leading off will be Soto, followed by Edwards and Gurney, 3 of the top hitters in the WCBL. Soto from Round Rock, Texas, attends the University of Texas in Dallas. This is his 3rd year in the WCBL. He's got a .305 batting average, 18 RBIs. He's 9 for 12 in stolen bases, so Vanesti is already playing in at the corner in case he does lay it down a bunt. He has a very good eye at the plate. That pitch misses high. Pitch in there for a called strike. Good fastball from Dornan. Soto taking until he gets a strike on him, I'm sure. Swings, fouls that off. Count is 1-2. That ball is fouled off as well. The count remains at 1-2. A very small crowd here tonight, mainly due to the weather. We did have several showers that went through the hat earlier today, and the temperature has dropped off considerably. That pitch hit to Vanesti at third, over to first for an easy 5-3 putout. And that's exactly what Dornan needs to do to be successful, is have them hit your pitch. Use your defense, keep your pitch count down. That pitch in there for a called strike. Looked like a slider on the corner. William Edwards at the plate. He's the DH in tonight's game. From New South Wales. That's a state or a province in Australia. That pitch just misses high. It would be into their winter time now in New South Wales. Sydney is their largest city, one of the largest cities in Australia per se. That pitch just misses. Count goes to 3-1. Edwards will be looking for something that he can pull to the left side. Oh, he had a good fastball, but couldn't catch up to it, so the count is full. Volcano playing deep in right field. And the ball's hit out to him in right field. He'll come in, gather it, and get it into second base. So we have the first hit of the game.
Next up the bat for the Michelle Miller Express, center fielder Austin Gurney.
And Edwards runs very well. He's 11 for 13 in stolen bases. Gurney will like that big hole on the right side if Edwards stays at first base. Gurney has been a force in the WCBL this year. That pitch is high. It is starting to sprinkle out. Throw over to first. Edwards back in time. That pitch curveball in there for a strike. Gurney perhaps not too happy with that call. He did give up on it a little bit early. Edwards at first has a good lead. He's not going. That pitch misses outside. Count is 2-1. Dornan would love a ground ball here. Turn a double play. Edwards throw back to first. He's back in standing up. It is looking pretty gray in the clouds right now. And some of the umbrellas have come out behind home plate, as you can see. Edwards not going. Swing and a miss. That pitch is fouled. Good fastball from Dornan. Dornan, the young flamethrower. Got that pitch up in the zone. Gurney couldn't catch up to it. looked inviting. Edwards looks like he could be going, but he's not. Curveball, and that's fouled off. Count remains at 2-2. On deck is Eduardo Cienez. That pitch hit out into left field, and it's going to get down in front of Dvorak out there. So back-to-back hits for the Miller Express. And they're starting to get the offense in gear early on. Cyan's coming in, batting .275. He's got 22 runs batted in. He's got 3 home runs. And has a 27-16 strikeout to ball ratio. Curveball in there for a called strike. Dornan, young man from the Maritimes in eastern Canada. Hopefully his parents are tuning in to watch this game. Another curveball, just misses high. Good speed on the base paths with Edwards and Gurney. On deck is Robert Estrada. Curveball just misses outside. Sienna's from, we said, Laredo, Texas. Beautiful border town in the southern part of Texas. Count is 2-1. There's a curveball fouled off. Pitch a little bit up in the zone. I'm sure Dornan would like to have it lower in the zone to get that ground ball. That could possibly get him out of this inning. WCBL All-Star games coming up in a little over a week from now. A throw down to second base to Blake Dale. Edwards back in time. Sometimes just keeping the runner at second a half a step closer can be the deciding factor in a play at home, whether the runner is out or safe. There's a ball hit out into center field. Freeman coming in. He'll gather it up and throw it into second base. So 3 hits in a row, all singles, has the bases loaded with only 1 away.
Now batting number 7, Robert Estrada.
Robert Estrada coming to the plate. He's batting .250 on the season. Has limited plate appearances. I think he's only played in 1 game. He's from the beautiful country of Venezuela in South America. First pitch swinging comes up empty. Mavs are 1 pitch away from being behind in this game, and they're also 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning without any runs scoring. Pitch blocked by Chabot. Good job of keeping it in front of him. Adam Volcano playing in front of the runner at first base. That pitch misses up and away. Count is 2-1. deck, Tanner DeGrazia. There's a ball hit out into right field. That's going to get down. Here comes a throw to home, but the runner will be, Gurney will be held up at third base. So Moose Jaw aren't forcing the issue. They're just taking whatever they can get. And right now they're getting single after single after single 4 times. So the first run is on the board. There's still only 1 away and the bases are still loaded. A conference on the mound's probably a good idea. Tanner DeGrazia coming to the plate. He's from Rochester, New York. Has a .276 batting average, 34 hits on the season. 17 runs batted in. And he's got a 2-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. So a good candidate here for a strikeout perhaps. But a double play ball would be even better. That pitch just misses low. Home plate umpire, as we had mentioned, is Tyler Murphy. One of the more experienced umpires in the WCBL. Good fastball. Gets by DeGrazia. Gustavo Soto on deck. He's a catcher in tonight's game. DeGrazia is playing left field. There's a ground ball. Hopefully we can get at least one. Takes a bad hop past Blake Dale. Freeman was coming in to cover up. And that's a 5th single in a row. Now we're not sure of the ruling on that, whether that's an error or a single, but they are crediting it with a single, so that's 5 singles in a row for the Miller Express. And Gustavo Soto at the plate. There's a ground ball hit to Venesti at third. He steps on the base, throws it over to Adam Volcano, and there's the double play ball that Doran really needed to get out of this inning. Well played. Venesti knew exactly what he was going to do before the ball was hit to him, and he executed it perfectly. And we'll be right back after a short word from our sponsor. So the Mavs escaped a bullet in the top of the first. Moose Jaw are very happy, I'm sure, to get on the board with 2 runs, but they did have bases loaded with only 1 away and were only able to score the 2 runs. They had 5 singles in a row to plate those 2 runs. So on the mound, as we mentioned earlier, is Joe Gutierrez from Tacoma, Washington. And leading off for the Mavs will be Jeremy Freeman Jr. Jeremy will be going to the All-Star game. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He's got a .336 batting average, 47 hits. And he's been a force with the bat lately, hitting 2 3-run home runs, as I recall. His first 2 home runs of the season, and chatting with him before the game, he was very happy that the power is starting to come around. He said he knew it all the way along. He just wasn't getting it over the fence. And we did note at the very beginning of the year, we kind of chuckled about the fact that his very first game, he hit a triple off the right center field wall. And we thought he was bound for lots of home runs. There's a ball hit to the second baseman. Up over to first is Wallachek to Sayanes, and that's the first out of the inning.
Batting next for the Mavericks, number 15, Aaron Volcano.
Aaron Volcano coming up the plate. Aaron is one of those players that gives you 100% every game, every at-bat, every outfield. He made a spectacular play last night, laying horizontal in the outfield. Swings at the first pitch. That goes foul. But he does not give up on any play. And he plays the way the game is meant to be played. He has a .273 batting average, has 38 hits on the season with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. The pitch goes high. Aaron is 4 for 5 in stolen bases, but his speed is in going home to second and first to third. Swings and misses at that curveball out over the plate. Count is 1-2. Pitch misses low in the dirt. Count is 2-2. There's 1 away. Swing and foul straight back. On deck, Tyler Venesti. Venesti will also be going to the All-Star game this year. This is his 3rd year in the league. Another player, in addition to Gurney, that we've been able to follow up here in the press box for the last 3 years and watch his wonderful development. Curveball up in the air, gets Volcano swinging, and there's 2 away. Venesti from Warman, Saskatchewan, just north of Saskatoon, batting .342 on the season. Has 6 home runs, 24 RBIs, and has a 12 to 14 strikeout to walk ratio. He has a very good eye up there. Swings at that curveball, comes up empty. Gutierrez throwing a lot of curveballs here. And the Mavs just throwing their timing off. That ball hit up into the air. Gurney comes in, and now he's going back. Hasn't played a lot of center field, especially not here in Athletic Park, and he makes a catch for the third out. So 3 up, 3 down for the Mavs, and we'll go to the top of the second right after this. Leading off for the Miller Express in the top of the second is 8, 9, and 1. Abe Alberg will be leading off, and he'll be followed by Ben Walasek. A pitch taken for a strike. Drizzle has stopped. That ball has popped up. First baseman Morrison underneath it in foul territory, and he makes the catch for the first out.
Now batting, then Butterfly's beer batter, second baseman Ben Wallace.
Second baseman Ben Wallace coming to the plate. He's from Wichita, Kansas. He's one of the most dangerous number 9 hitters in the league. Wichita, Kansas, beautiful city in the southwest part of Kansas. That pitch in there for a called strike. Wallace batting .306 on the season. He's played in all 34 games for the Miller Express. Got a very good eye. He's only struck out 7 times versus 29 walks. The pitch fouled back. Dornan ahead 0-2. And we know from watching him earlier here this year, he's very fast. He's 17 for 19 and stolen bases. The Mavs and the Miller Express have played 3 games already this year. The Mavs have won 2 and lost 1. All games were very close. Moose Jaw were able to pull off a bottom of the 9th victory earlier in the season to beat the Mavericks 11-10. Pitch misses high and outside. As we mentioned, young Gary Dornan, only 17 years old. One of the younger pitchers in the league. And he just graduated from high school this past June. Good curveball, but just misses high. On deck, Thomas Soto, the leadoff hitter. Mavs have 2 quick outs. That pitch misses high and inside. The count goes full. And over time, Gary will learn to have those pitches a little bit more competitive. Right now, they're an easy take for Walasek, and that curveball misses, and that's a walk. So after getting ahead of Walasek, Dornan loses him.
Now batting, shortstop Thomas Soto.
Soto grounded out to Venesti, his first plate appearance. As we said, Walasek runs well, so we're going to have to keep our eye on him. Throw over to first, he's back. Soto will not be an easy hitter to double up. He also runs well. Walasek not going, that pitch just misses. Low and away. That looked like a straight changeup. On deck, William Edwards. Walasek not going. That curveball in there for a called strike. Count is 2-1. This is a good action pitch. Count 2-1. Throw over to first. Walasek back in time. A lot of coaches like to put something on if they're going to put something on a count of 2-1. There is that big hole between first and second with Volcano holding Walasek on, and there he goes. Throw down to second, not in time. Walasek in there easily. A good jump combined with excellent speed, and he steals second base. That pitch was a ball. The count is 3-1. pitch popped up right behind home plate. Chabot gathering underneath it and makes the catch. Great job by Jamel Chabot for the second out. 3-1 count. Soto got a pitch that he liked and just couldn't get on top of it.
Now batting DH, William Edwards.
So Edwards coming to the plate. He started the rally last inning, first of 5 consecutive singles by the Miller Express. And he scored the first run of the game. Hit a single out into right field. So Wallaceck at second base. Blake Dale trying to hold him on. Here's a pitch from Dornan. Catches the corner for a called strike. Edwards has 50 hits in the WCBL this year. He's 4th in the WCBL in hitting. Combine that with 6 home runs. Curveball misses low and away. Great pickup by the Miller Express. Miller Express lost Nate Houston this year to the Saskatoon Berries, and Mensick didn't come back. That's a lot of offense. That ball's hit behind second base. Blake Dale going back, and it off his glove, and he drops it. Nobody at second base. Everybody went out to right center. I think Freeman would have had a better opportunity to make that catch. It was a very tough play for Blake Dale, and Freeman kind of pulled up in the center field. Now Blake Dale might have been calling him off, but an backhand catch is very difficult, especially running into the outfield. So that'll be an error, and the run will come around to score. Moose Jaw go up 3-0. An unfortunate sequence of events for Gary Dornan. Swing and a miss by Gurney, and this is not the guy you want to have coming up at any time in the game. So Edwards at second base on the 2-base error. There's a ground ball hit to Blake Dale at second. Underneath it, flips it underhand to Volcano at first, and it's 3 away. So the Mavs had an opportunity to get out of that inning without any runs scored on the pop-up, but it was a very difficult play that was not made. So we'll be back with the bottom of the second right after this. So my apologies. A little difficulty with operating all the technology. But Carter Roth got hit by a pitch, the very first pitch of the inning, so he's on at first base. Mavs trailing 3-0. They do not have a hit yet, but it's only the bottom of the second inning. At the plate now is Johnny Volcano. Volcano had a very good game last night, coming up with a couple of clutch hits, including a double. Swing and a miss. That pitch outside, but Volcano thought it was good enough to go after. Roth not much of a lead at first. We don't expect him to be going. Volcano follows that back over the right field bleachers. Count is 1-2. On deck will be Johnny's younger brother, Adam Volcano, and he'll be followed by Blake Dale. That pitch misses way outside. Count is 2-2. Johnny, another 3-year veteran in the WCBL, secured himself in at second base. Swings and a miss, and that's a strikeout for the first out of the inning.
And next up to the plate, number 2, Adam Volcano.
Adam Volcano has been coming on lately. Has got himself a couple of home runs. He's playing at first base tonight, and has played the outfield. That ball hit out into left center field. That's got a little bit of wind under it. That ball is out of here. Just talking about Adam Volcano having a couple of home runs. Wow, that'll put a dent in the score. 2-run home run from Volcano over into left center field. Congratulations, Adam. Well done. Got a pitch that he could handle, and he didn't miss it. Adam's third home run of the season, and that pulls the Mavericks right back into a 1-run deficit. That's their first hit of the game. And that's exactly what the Mavs needed. Blake Dale at the plate. He goes left center as well. That's high and deep, but Gurney has a bead on it, and he does make the catch right at the warning track in left center. Blake Dale's parents are in town from Wyoming. Dale had the big home run last night in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mavs being down 8-7, came up with a runner on base and hit a 2-run home run into right center field. The Mavs went on to win the game after that. That pitch to Chabot misses. Ball 1. Volcano with 2 RBIs on the big bopper. Chabot catching in tonight's game. The Mavs carry 3 catchers: Nate King, Jaden Babiak, and Jamal Chabot. Curveball in there for a called strike. On deck is Micah Dvorak, number 9 hitter, left-handed hitter. That pitch misses high. Count is 3-1. Chabot has a .233 batting average. This is his 13th game. He's got 10 walks. That ball is hit high into the infield. Third baseman Alberg is coming in. Catcher takes it. Gustavo Soto called off Alberg and makes the catch. Doesn't always have to look pretty. It just has to get caught. So we'll be back with the top of the third. And just a reminder, the Town Place Suites in Medicine Hat is your place to stay when you're coming to Medicine Hat. And hopefully some of the fans will be here on the weekend to watch a rematch of these two teams. Very competitive teams. And stay tuned, folks. We'll be back. Eduardo Sainez leading off for the Miller Express in the top of the third. He singled up the middle of his first plate appearance. Dornan still on the mound. Pitch bounces in there, a good backhand catch. Looked like a strike after the bounce, but they don't call those strikes anymore. On deck is Robert Estrada. Sainez batting .275. That ball popped up to the right side. Morrison underneath it is calling for it in foul territory and makes the catch.
Coming at bat, right fielder Robert Estrada.
Dornan getting the first out in all 3 innings so far. Ran into trouble in the first inning, and then last inning gave up a run due to the error at second base. Tough play, but it was still an error. That pitch misses high. Count is 1-0. Estrada singled to right field, his first plate appearance. That curveball in there for a called strike. Count is 1-1. Infield and outfield playing straight away. That curveball just misses. Count is 2-1. Estrada will be followed by DeGrazia. That ball fouled straight back. Good fastball from Dornan. Boy, he's going to be a good pitcher in a couple of years. He's a good pitcher right now for a 17-year-old. It is a little different, though, playing against 22, 23-year-olds. Count is 2-2. Here's a pitch. Ball hit the second base. I'm sorry I couldn't get the cut, folks, but it was over to Morrison. My apologies, I didn't switch it in time. I kept hitting it, but didn't have it on the right spot. But 2 away, 4-3. on the ground out. Tanner DeGrazia coming up. DeGrazia was singled into center field. A pitch in there for a called strike. Two away, nobody on. Pitch popped up to right side. Morrison's got room, but it's drifting out of play and behind the Miller Express dugout. It's 350 down both left field and right field lines. It's 380 to center field, 365 in the gaps. So it's a very fair playing field. 350 is not a short porch down the lines. Most of the fields are 320, 330, but it's 350 here. That pitch up and in. Count is 1-2. DeGrazia from Rochester, New York. Curveball misses out. Wind is calmed down considerably since the start of the game. That ball hit to Morrison on the right side. He fields it cleanly. I'm sorry. It's not Morrison, it's Volcano tonight. I'm so used to seeing Morrison over there. My apologies to the Volcano family. And that's a third out of the inning. The owner of the Medicine Hat Mavericks, Greg Morrison. Greg and Tennille are longtime residents of Medicine Hat. Greg is currently coaching a 13 and under All-Star team. They're up in Edmonton at the provincial playoffs. They've had a very good season this year. Greg's son, Burke Morrison, and is an outstanding young baseball player. And if they can win up in Edmonton, they'll be off to Kingston, Ontario for the Canadian Championships with a chance to go on to the World Series, which is in Michigan, I believe. Micah Dvorak leading off the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 for the Mavs. That first pitch in for a called strike. Dvorak's had a very good season batting in the number 9 spot. Batting .250 with 24 RBIs. He has 4 home runs. That off-speed pitch gets him out front. Evens a count at 1-1. Dvorak has played in 34 of the 35 games that the Mavs have played. Pitch misses outside. This is Dvorak's second year in the league. Pops that ball up into left field. Left fielder DeGrazia going over in fair territory and makes the catch for the first out. Top of the order, Jeremy Freeman coming up to the plate. Freeman grounded out to second baseman Walchek, his first at bat. As we said, Freeman will be going to the All-Star game. He's sixth in the WCBL in hits with 47 hits this season. In fact, in this game, 4 out of the top 6 hits leaders in the WCL are playing in this game. Count is 1-0. That pitch in there for a called strike. Fans are not too happy with Murphy's call on that. A swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. Freeman attends Ottawa University. As we said, he's from Chicago, Illinois. Plays a tremendous center field. Pops that up to the right side, but it's going to sail out of play. And the count remains 1-2. On deck is Aaron Volcano, one of 3 Volcanos on the team. And there's a younger brother that is about to make his appearance in a couple of years. Curveball, and that's a strikeout. High curveball. Freeman couldn't catch up to it. So Aaron Volcano coming to the plate. Volcano struck out his first plate appearance on a curveball. As we mentioned earlier, Gutierrez loves to throw that curveball. So I would expect that he'll be challenging Volcano again with a curveball. But we saw earlier, yesterday or the day before, Volcano waited after getting 2 consecutive hanging curveballs, or curveballs rather. The next one came in, he hit it over the left center wall. So if you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. Count is 1-1. On deck is Tyler Venesti, and then Carter Roth. That pitch is high. Called down to first base, or an appeal. He didn't swing. So the count goes to 2-1. If I'm Volcano, I might expect a curveball here and see how far you can hit it. It's a fastball or a curveball, but nevertheless it bounced probably 50 feet. Barely hit the dirt in front of home plate. Count is 3-1. Aaron can now zone up, look for a fastball or a pitch that he likes to hit, and just don't be late on it. You shouldn't be fooled on a 3-1 pitch. There's a curveball in there for a called strike. That's a good take by Volcano. That pitch out over the plate. All you can do with that is pop it up. So it's a good take. Count is full. And there's a strike in the dirt. Catcher Soto over to first baseman Saenez for the third out.
Nothing across the board in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And you know what that means. We got something happening on the field today. Are you ready? We're over in section E with Asher and Bo. It's time to rinse some medicine. Archer and Bo, sorry. And we're going to do some medicine news trivia here. We've got 3 questions. They got to get 2 out of 3.
So as we were talking about the All-Stars that are going to the WCBL All-Star game, it's a festive event held in Okotoks. It's been there every year since it came into its inception. And they usually get between 5,000 and 5,500 fans for that. There's a home run hitting contest as well. And each team gets one representative in that home run hitting contest. And for the Mavs this year, it's going to be Tyler Venesti. Venesti is in his final year with the Mavs in the WCBL. Also attending is Jeremy Freeman. Carter Roth from Stratford, Ontario, has been batting above 400 all year. He's currently at 410. He has 59 hits, tops in the WCBL, and 31 RBIs. We also have Louis Diaz going. Diaz has pitched 41 1/3 innings this year. He's got a 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 save record, 4.35 ERAs, and a fantastic 39 strikeouts to only 5 walks. And also pitcher Xander Roberts. Roberts is 4-1 this season. He's from Augusta, Kansas. Has pitched 31 innings, a 3.73 ERA, and a 23 strikeout to 15 walk ratio. Leading off in the top of the 4th inning is 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Gustavo Soto. First pitch in for a ball. That curveball in for a called strike. Soto grounded into a double play. His last plate appearance, bases loaded, hit it to Venesti at third. Venesti stepped on the bag and threw it over to first for the double play. That pitch is grounded foul. Soto from Ciudad Juarez, just across from El Paso, Texas. It's in Mexico. El Paso, Texas, a huge city. And this city is equally as big just across the border in Mexico. I think both of them are about 750,000 people. So Abe Alberg coming to the plate. Abe is batting 172. He's from Solon Springs, Wisconsin. Beautiful state. Pitch in there for a called strike. Alberg also pitches. He's pitched in 5 games this year. That pitch in for a called strike. Back-to-back curveballs. Dornan had a 1-2-3 inning last inning, and he's hoping for the same with Alberg and Wallachek to follow. Pitch fouled straight back. Pitch up in the zone a little bit. Alberg thought he could catch up to it, but couldn't do anything except foul it off. Count is 0-2. That pitch fouled off again. Curveball up in the zone. I'm sure Dornan would like to have that back. Get Alberg out in front a little bit and get him to roll over and get an easy ground ball. The sun is out now. It's a beautiful evening. No wind whatsoever. Both flags are hanging limp. That pitch misses high. Canadian flag is down the left field pole, the American flag down the right field foul pole. That pitch in there for a called strike, and that's exactly where Dorn wanted it. On the corner, low in the zone, and Alberg took it. And that's the second out of the inning. So back-to-back strikeouts for Dornan. He's finding his groove, but he's got a challenge ahead of him with Ben Wallachek at the plate. Wichita, Kansas native. He walked and came around to score last inning. He stole second, but came around on the air out into right center field. That pitch in there for a called strike. Dornan getting control of that curveball. And if he can keep it where he's throwing it now consistently, he'll be a force. That pitch misses high. As we said, Wallachek is one of the outstanding number 9 hitters in the league. He's like a second leadoff hitter, batting .306 this season. a tremendous eye. 29 walks, actually 30 with tonight's walk. 30 walks against only 7 strikeouts. And once he gets on base, he's a force with now 18 for 20 in stolen bases. That pitch misses low and away. Count is going to 3-1, and he's not the guy you want to put on base. He'd likely end up on second with the top of the order coming up at the plate after a quick stolen base. That pitch misses high, and that's his 31st walk of the season. So we'll keep an eye on Wallacek at first base. But irregardless, if he steals and gets thrown out, you've got the top of your order leading off the next inning. So Wallacek with a good lead at first. Throw over to first. He's back in very quickly. Soto coming to the plate. Grounded out to third and popped up to the catcher. His last bat. This one he drives into right field. Wallacek looking like he's going to third, and he is. Here's the throw. It looked like it might have been on line. Johnny Volcano cut it off. No one was at first base. And it looked like it might have been right on line, but it might not have been in time, and Johnny Volcano cut it irregardless. No harm done. So there's runners on the corners now. Aaron Volcano has a great arm out in right field. And I thought that could have been one of those plays that you look forward to seeing the result of it. Throw over to first base. Soto back in time. Soto is 9 for 12 in stolen bases. Dallas, or the Red Rock, Texas native. There goes catcher down to second base. It's cut off. Relay back to home and out as he's tagged on the shoulders. Folks, you get a chance to look at that again. He might have gotten his foot in there in time, Wallacek, and Wallacek is unhappy about that. But a double steal in effect. Third base coach is saying to Murphy with his hand on his chest that he thought he got him up high. I agree. I thought he got him up high. The ball was cut off by Blake Dale on the steal, and the relay home was enough to get Wallacek for the third out of the inning. And the Mavs escape. No damage done after a walk and a single. And we'll be back right after this, folks. Another So the bottom of the fourth will be Venesti, followed by Roth and Johnny Volcano. Gutierrez has 4 strikeouts so far, has walked 1 batter, and has only given up the 1 hit. The Mavs only have 2 hits so far in this game. A 2-run home run from Adam Volcano. That pitch in there for a called strike. Esty has good power with 6 home runs. Stands close to the plate. He likes to get that inside pitch and get the big part of the bat on the sweet spot of the ball. There it is. A ball hit to first base, but way foul. Esty flew out to center field. Austin Gurney in his first plate appearance. Gurney hesitated on it for a second and then scampered back to make the catch. Here's the 0-2 pitch, misses way outside. Gutierrez does struggle a little bit with control at times, but he's been very effective so far in this game. Only the one mistake I think he'd like to have back, and that's that pitch to Volcano. Count is 1-2. Here's a pitch and a strikeout. The ball is dropped by Soto, and he throws it over to first. Sayanez for the first out of the inning. Gutierrez's 5th strikeout. Carter Roth coming to the plate. Stratford, Ontario native. Beautiful city in southern Ontario. Pitch misses wildly to Roth. Stratford has the hugely famous Shakespearean festivals, or they used to have them. I'm not sure if they still do. That pitch misses outside. Roth has a very good eye at the plate. He has 7 walks for 9 strikeouts, so just about a 1-to-1 ratio. But he's up there to swing the bat, and he doesn't walk much and he doesn't strike out much. Count is 2-1. That ball hit out into center field again. Gurney going backpedaling, and makes a catch just in front of the warning track. I think this is one of the rare times I've seen Austin Gurney in the outfield. He looks a little bit unsure of himself out there, but has made every play that he's expected to be made. Earlier, we used to see him at third base and most often at first base. Johnny Volcano coming to the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first plate appearance. That ball is hit out into right field, and it's going to land fair. Volcano taking off for second, throwing to second, and he's in there with a pop-up slide. So Volcano has a double. So with 2 away, Adam Volcano coming to the plate. Volcano with the Mavs' first hit of the game. We've got each of the 2 of the 3 Volcanos getting hit so far. That pitch on the corner for a called strike. Johnny Volcano has a very good speed at second base. That ball, curveball, hit him on the, I think, the thigh, the hamstring muscle. I'm not exactly sure where it hit him. Looked like it bounced pretty high, which would, no, it's his leg. He's limping at first base, so we'll keep an eye out Adam at first base. He's in a little bit of pain there. Now something fell out of his back pocket. Nobody seems to have noticed it yet. There winners of conference on the mound. And the Volcano brothers, Johnny at second base with a double, and Adam at first base after being hit by the pitch. So probably just a reminder to Gutierrez, let's get back into the strike zone. Forget about the runners. You got two away. Blake Dale coming to the plate. Dale flew out to center field, his first plate appearance. So he'll be looking for some of that Wyoming magic from last night, where he hit the 2-run home run. There's a ball hit out into right center again. He's given this a ride. It's right up against the wall. It bounces off the wall. Right fielder Estrada coming up. And Blake Dale's in safely with a 2-run double. There's that Wyoming magic. Boy, Dale gave that a ride. And the Mavs are now up 4-3 with only 3 hits in the game. But with the speed on the bases, that ball, and with 2 away, that was going to be an easy run for the Volcano boys. That ball's tattooed into left field, and DeGrazia makes a diving catch for the 3rd out. He robbed Chabot on that play. Chabot tattooed it, but a diving play by DeGrazia ends the inning, but not before the Mavs come up with 2 runs on Blake Dale's 2-run double with 2 away. The Mavs now lead by a score of 4-3. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. For the Miller Express, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Edwards, Gurney, and Sanchez. Mavs have 4 runs on 3 hits, have committed 1 error. Bouchard have 3 runs on 6 hits and have committed no errors. Both pitchers, Dornan and Gutierrez, have been very effective so far. Edwards led off with a single. His first plate appearance, came around and scored the first run of the game, and then got on with an error into shallow right center field. That ball's popped up to the second side. should be in motion now. Now I've got to shut it off. So a little audio difficulties there. Our apologies. Moose Jaw scored 2 runs that inning. Tried a double steal to end the inning, and the Mavs executed it perfectly. And with runners on the corners, you're able to get Gurney in the rundown between first and second. So a new pitcher on the mound for Moose Jaw, Christian Garcia, tall right-hander. And he'll be up against Venesti, Roth, and Volcano. Little sidearm action there from Garcia, and that ball is in there for a called strike. Moose Jaw 6 runs on 9 hits. Miller Express 4 runs on 3 hits and have committed 2 errors. Venesti tried to check his swing, but he went around. The count is 0-2. Pitch misses low and outside. Not too often you see a sidearm pitcher. There's very few of them in Major League Baseball, but they are very successful. There's a strikeout by Venesti. He goes down swinging, and that's the first out of the inning. That's Venesti's second strikeout. Carter Roth coming up to the plate. Garcia from Chandler, Arizona. He also attends the College of the Desert, same as Jacob Glasner. Roth is 0 for 1 tonight. He walked and scored the first run of the game. Pitch in there for a called strike. And last at bat, he flew out to center fielder Gurney. Check swing. Did he go? No, he didn't. So the count is even at 1-1. Finding that release point is not easy when you're a hitter, because you're not really sure where it comes from. And that pitch in there for a called strike. Garcia hides it very well, besides having it come from the side. His front shoulder stays in front of the back arm for a long period of time. That pitch misses low and away. As we said, it is a beautiful evening now, although the wind has picked up a little bit. That pitch in there for a called strike. Caught the inside corner, and Roth goes down looking. So 2 up, 2 down. Johnny Volcano coming to the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts by Garcia. That ball fouled off to the right towards the Miller Express dugout. Didn't go into the dugout. Pitch in there for a ball. I was going to call it a strike, but foolish me. Count is 1-1. That ball hit out into left field. It's going to get down for a single. No chance for Soto or DeGrazia to come up with it. So Volcano's on first base. There's two away. And younger brother Adam coming to the plate. Adam has been on base both times. He's 1 for 1 with a 2-run home run. That was in the bottom of the second. He got hit by a pitch last plate appearance and came around to score on Blake Dale's 2-run double. That pitch floats in there high. So let's see if we've got a little bit more of Volcano long ball magic. That ball is popped up to the infield. Soto at shortstop, making the call on the grass and makes the catch for the third out. So we'll stay right here, let you enjoy the festivities that are going on the field. And there aren't many of those, but you know what's happening. We'll be back shortly, folks. Stay tuned. So the top of the 7th for the Miller Express, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Sienas, Estrada, and DeGrazia. Kim on the mound for his second inning of work for the Mavs. Swing and a miss. We talked about these two teams and how competitive they've been against each other in the previous years. That ball hit to third base and it's over to first base. Sorry, folks. I was slow on getting the cut over to the main field. My apologies. And the throw was wild from Venesti. But it's a single for Saenz, and he's on first base. So Estrada at the plate, swing, and that ball's hit out into left field. That's going to get down in front of Dvorak for a single. Dvorak stops the ball, didn't handle it cleanly, but stopped it enough, and there was no chance for the runner to go to third on that. So back-to-back singles we have. No action in either bullpen so far. Tanner DeGrazia coming to the plate. I would be looking for a bunt, I think, if I was the Mavs, but Mushaw could have different action, and there is the bunt. Oh, a ball right at the head of DeGrazia. He luckily ducked out of the road. And Chabot was lucky to be able to knock that ball down. bunt on again. It's down the third baseline, but it goes foul. So the count is 1-1. Tanner DeGrazia batting .276 on the season. Very good outfielder. Count 1-1. Bunting turns around again. Chabot blocks it in front of him. Count is 2-1. And right now, if you're Kim, you've got to let him bunt the ball. You need an out. And if you don't throw a strike, he isn't going to go after it, and then you got double trouble with bases loaded. The bunt is taken off, and now the count is 3-1. Still no action in either bullpen. Adam Volcano playing in on the edge of the grass at first base. Vanessa even up with second at third. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That ball hit out into center field. That's got a chance. That's out of here, folks. A 3-run bomb over the center field fence by Tanner DeGrazia. That was a surprise. After failing to get the bunt down, he decided to take things into his own hands and just tattoo it over the wall. That breaks the game wide open with DeGrazia's home run. That's his third home run of the season. And that'll give him 21 RBIs. Boy, that was a turn of events there, going from a bunt attempt, but he got a 3-1 hitter's count, and Kim came in with the fastball on 3-1, and DeGrazia did not miss it. Score is 9-4. That ball fouled straight back. Let me see that. To me, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I believe there was catcher's interference on that. Folks, you can tell at home what happened there, but I couldn't tell exactly what happened. Number one, I was trying to get the score pad back into order with the 3-run home runs, marking up all of the runs and keeping my scorebook up to date. I just got the tail end of what happened, but regardless, there is a runner on first base. There's still nobody out. DeGrazia with 4 RBIs on the night. And Bouchard now scoring in the last 3 innings, putting up a 1 spot, a 2 spot, and now a 3 spot. Pitch misses low and away. There is now action in the Mavs bullpen, but I can't get a number on who is down there. That pitch popped up in the infield. Adam Volcano coming in from first base, calling everybody off, and makes the catch for the first out. So Ben Wallachek up at the plate, number 9 hitter. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. 2 walks and a single. He scored twice. He's got a stolen base. That ball in the dirt. Wild pitch. Chabot again had no chance. And good base running there by Soto. Reading the ball in the dirt, taking off. As a catcher, he knows how difficult it is to try to get somebody as a catcher when the ball's in the dirt and it squirts off to the side. Oh, that ball's in the dirt again, and this time it went through Chabot's legs. Mavs are not looking good at this time. wild pitch and a passed ball. And a runner that was at first base is now standing on third. That ball fouled off. Count is 2-1. Moose Jaw looking to add to their lead. Runner on third. Only one away. Count is 2-1. They've already scored 3 runs this inning, so they've got the crooked number that they want up there. The pitch misses high. The count is 3-1. Kim not finding the strike zone consistently enough to be effective here in these last 2 innings. And Moose Jaw have scored 5 runs in these last 2 innings. There's a line drive up the middle. Again, falling behind 3-1, you've got to come in with a fastball. And Moose Jaw is sitting there waiting for it. So another run coming in. And time is called. JT going out to the mound. We'll see what transpires here, and that's going to be it for Mr. Kim. Andrew Kim will be out of this game, and we'll get a number for you as soon as we find out who is coming into the game. And then we'll cut away for a short break, and we'll let you watch the warm-up pitches. Looks like Foster Voitko.
Now on the mound for the Mavs, number 27, Ryan Dexter.
I'm sorry, it's 27, not 17. Foster is a starter. Ryan Dexter is in to pitch from Ottawa, Ontario. And we'll let you watch as we break away for a short break. So the Miller Express have broken this game open in this inning, scoring 4 runs to take a 10-4 lead. Moose Jaw 10 runs on 13 hits, have not committed an error. Medicine Hat Mavericks 4 runs on only 4 hits and have committed 2 errors. We did talk about the comparison of these teams, how close they've been. This year, in batting, team batting, Medicine Hat is 5th in the WCBL and Moose Jaw is 6th, so they're very close. Mavs have scored 266 runs, the Miller Express 258. Now keep in mind that Moose Jaw have played 1 less game. In team pitching, Medicine Hat is 7th in the league and Moose Jaw is 10th. Mavs have a 5.6 ERA and Moose Jaw have a 7.3 ERA. In terms of team defense, Moose Jaw is 4th and the Mavs are 7th. So Dexter into the game, and there goes runner Walchek. He's going to steal another base. Safe, bang bang play at second base, but safe on the play. Walchek is 2 for 3 in stolen bases. did get gunned down on the double steal earlier. That pitch misses high and away. The count is 1-1. Dexter from Ottawa, Ontario, as I had mentioned. One away, the top of the order. Soto at the plate. Looks to square to bunt. The pitch sails high. Moose Jaw are causing chaos tonight. Not scared to bunt, not scared to try to bunt. Certainly not scared to steal bases. And just in terms of how close they are in stolen bases, Moose Jaw is 50 for 13 coming into tonight's game. 50 stolen bases, been caught 13 times. Medicine Hat 56 stolen bases, and they've been caught 14 times. So very close, but tonight certainly Moose Jaw has the advantage in stolen bases. They've been running freely out there, and the Mavs have not been able to shut them down except on the double steal attempts that have been attempted by Moose Jaw. So Walasek at second base. There's a ground ball hit to Adam Volcano at first. Fields it cleanly, steps on the base, and that'll be the second out. So 2 away, runner on third base. And William Edwards coming up to the plate. Edwards is 1 for 4 tonight. I'm sorry, 1 for 3. He walked his last plate appearance. Single to right field in the first inning. Pitch misses inside. Mavs have only led once in this game. In the 4th inning, they went ahead 4-3. Then in the 5th inning, Gurney hit a home run that tied it at 4, and then since then, Moose Jaw have scored 6 unanswered runs. Dexter in here to stop the bleeding that's been occurring this inning. Moose Jaw have scored 4 runs so far this inning. That pitch misses low. The count goes to 3-0. And you got Mr. Gurney waiting on deck. He's hoping to get another chance this inning, especially with a couple of runners on base. Wants to up his RBI total. Already leading the league in RBIs with 40 coming into tonight's game, and he has 1 on the solo home run. He would like nothing better than to have a couple of runners on base and get a chance to add to his total. That pitch misses, and guess what? He's going to get his wish. I would say if the game was closer than this, you might just give him the 4-finger treatment, the automatic walk. But the Toronto Blue Jays were giving Aaron Judge that last series when he came up to the plate after hitting a couple of home runs. They just put him on base every time. Even with a runner on base, they put him on. That's the old Barry Bonds treatment. Gurney goes after the first pitch, fouls it back. Good fastball from Dexter in on the hands. Gurney was behind 0-2 when he got that pitch from Dornan. Pitch up in the zone, and he didn't miss it, hitting it over the right field wall. Edwards at first. Not much of a lead. I don't think they're going to take a chance of him being thrown out with Gurney at the plate. Plus, there's a big hole between first and second if he stays at first. But every manager has a different strategy. We'll see what happens here with Mustra. Do they want him to run? Not so. He's not going on that. Gurney fouls that pitch off. So Dexter up 0-2 in the count. Sienna's on deck. Count is 0-2. Edwards has a little bit of a bigger lead now. Throw over to first. Oh, they might have had him, and coming home on the mishandle at first base. Adam Volcano tried to get the tag on a little bit too quickly, and it went out of his glove. And at third base, Walasek came scooting home. Always somebody to take advantage and put pressure on is Ben Wallachek. So Edwards at first base. Third error of the game. Oh, I'm not sure. That pitch looked pretty good. But called ball. All fairness to Adam Volcano, he hasn't played a lot of first base this year. And they had Edwards leading. I think Edwards is looking to go here. No, he fake break on that. The count is 2-2. As I was saying, all fairness to Adam Volcano, he hasn't played a lot of first base. And really, I think they might have had Edwards over at first had he caught the ball. Edwards not going. A pitch fouled off. Good at bat by Gurney. Pitch he didn't want to take in case it was a called strike, so he just threw his bat out there and fouled it off. You don't want to leave it in the umpire's hands when you're such a good hitter. There's a pitch, fouled off another one. Count remains at 2-2. Gurney is very calm up at the plate. You can tell he's been around the league for several years. As we mentioned earlier, he's only one of 3 players in this year's All-Star game that has been there 3 times. That ball hit out into center field. It'll be a tough play. It's going to land in front of Freeman. That looked like a little 9-iron shot, just guided out into center field, but it does the job. Yeah, as we were saying, Gurney is into the All-Star game for the 3rd time. The other 2 players are Ryan Daphne from Swift Current. This is his 3rd trip to the All-Star game. And Logan Grant, who won't be in it this year, has been in it 3 years from the Okotoks Dogs. There's a ball hit hard to Volcano. He slips, gets it over to first base, but pulls his brother Adam off the base. He looked first of all to go to second, but because of where the ball was hit, there was no chance for Blake Dale to get over there, so that'll be an infield hit by Sainz, and we have the bases loaded again. And this is the 11th batter to come to the plate this inning. Mushrov scored 5 runs so far. Threatening to put an end to this in a real hurry. That pitch in there for a called strike. Not that there's a 10-run rule or anything. It's just that they're going to put it out of grasp in a hurry. That ball hit into the hole at third base, and it gets past Vanesti and past Volcano into left field. Both runners, second and third, come around to score on that ball, and it barely made it to the grass in the outfield, but hit it perfectly where nobody could get to it. And we now have a 13-4 ball game. 2-run single by Estrada. It's his second and third RBI of the night. That pitch in there high. So whatever could go wrong is going wrong for the Mavs right now. And whatever could go right is going right for Moose Jaw. That pitch catches a corner. Count is 1-1. We mentioned earlier that Moose Jaw are 5.5 games back of the Regina Red Sox, trying to gain some ground. And Medicine Hat is 5.5 games back of Saskatchewan, trying to catch them for first place. That ball's hit out into left center, and that'll get down. Freeman cuts it off, but coming around to score from second base is Sayanez. And going over to third is Estrada. So DeGrazia has 4 RBIs this inning. Had a 3-run home run when he couldn't get the bunt down. I'm wondering whether he was just decoying his manager and saying, gee, I tried, coach, to get the bunt down and I couldn't quite get it down, so they let him hit away. And on a 3-1 count, he tattooed it over the center field wall. And now he also has another single. So the score is 14-4. Now runners on the corner. And you know, we said there's a very small crowd here tonight, and probably that's a good thing for the Mavs. Nobody gets to see this debacle that seems to be unfolding in front of us. A pitch in there for a called strike. One of those nights, as I said, nothing goes right for you. We've had a couple of C&I singles here in this game, plus the 4 errors by the Mavs. And it's starting to remind us a little bit of the Weyburn game, although that one was an awful game. This one isn't in that category at first at all. But in that game, Medicine Hat scored 19 runs on Weyburn, but Weyburn had 8 errors in the game. So runners on the corner. I don't think Moose Jaw will be stealing anymore. There's no advantage to it. You're already up by 11 runs. The count is 1-2. Runners on the corners. Pitch misses outside. The count is 2-2. There is action in the Mavs bullpen. This game grinded to a halt right in this top of the 7th. Moose Jaw putting up 8 runs. That pitch hits Alberta. I'm sorry. That's Gustavo Soto. That one hurt. No intent, of course. It's just one of those things that's baseball. You do get hit occasionally. Abe Alberg at the plate. He's 0 for 4 tonight. As we mentioned, he also pitches. A pitch inside. Dexter needing to get into the strike zone if he wants to get this third out with no further damage being caused. Curveball misses low and away. This might be one of the poorest games so far that I've seen the Mavs play this year. And you know, every once in a while you're due for a stinker. And this hopefully is their stinker. They played Saskatoon here 2 weeks ago, and Saskatoon in the very first inning of the first game, it was a 2-game series, scored 9 runs in the top of the first. But you know, after that, it was fairly even all the way through. It was just that one bad inning. And Xander Roberts, I believe, was pitching, and he couldn't get an out. Or he might have been pitching the second game. The second game wasn't much better. They scored 7 runs in the top of the first. That was Saskatoon. And that was just a blip for Xander Roberts. Tonight, it's kind of the whole team. There's a hard hit ball to Venesti at third, but he gathers it, throws it over to first for the third out. Venesti took that ball off his chest, but he stayed with it. That was a hot corner, hot shot. And Alberg is upset, throws his helmet. He's down the right field line, very upset. But folks, that inning is over. Thank goodness for that. Let's go to the 7th inning stretch, and we'll let you listen to the 7th inning stretch as we cut away. Top of the 7th, Okotoks Dogs are up 6-4 on Fort McMurray Giants. And in the bottom of the 9th, Brooks Bombers are tied with Sylvan Lake at 2, and that game is in Sylvan Lake. So just a reminder, tomorrow, Moose Jaw is off for the day, and then they return here Friday. And the Medicine Hat Mavs, that ball hit past third baseman Alberg down into the corner, trying for 2, sliding in there, and called out is Blake Dale. Tried to push the envelope, and I don't mind that play at all. You know, you're down by 14 runs. You had to make the perfect throw, and that's exactly what DeGrazia did. Threw the one hopper into second base, Wallachek. And Blake Dale is out after the single. So as I was saying, the Medicine Hat Mavericks will be back here again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. That ball hit out into left field by Chabot. DeGrazia going over, calling for it, makes the play in left center field. 2 pitches, 2 outs. So Weyburn will be in town tomorrow to play the Mavs. That'll be the 4th game of a 5-game homestand. And then these same Moose Jaw Miller will be back here on Saturday. And hopefully we'll have a more competitive game at that time. I think the Mavs will want a little bit of payback. they don't want to be embarrassed 2 games in a row. And you know, sometimes, as we said before, the game just doesn't go your way. Dvorak falls behind 0-2. Now, I've only been up here twice calling these games. Thank goodness. Truman Bartman does such an excellent job. He's the normal play-by-play guy. And unfortunately, both times I've sat in this chair, the Mavs have lost. I think the last game was against the Regina Red Sox. So everybody will definitely want Truman back here. I know the players will. Count is 2-2 on Vanesti. Ball inside, just about hit him. Count goes full. There's 2 away. Blake Dale started off this inning, hit a single, and then was caught trying to stretch it into 2 on a 7-4 putout. That ball fouled off by Dvorak. A great throw from DeGrazia out in left field. The ball got by the third baseman, and DeGrazia threw out Dale at second base. Blake Dale's been playing excellent baseball the last couple of games, and that's why he's in the lineup. He's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 RBIs. That ball fouled off again. Dvorak is upset with himself. He read that pitch all the way and just got a little anxious and got out in front of it. He saw a curveball and he was going to tattoo it, but just got a little over anxious and fouled it off. Count remains 3-2. That pitch low and inside, and Dvorak will be on first base with a walk. Top of the order, Jeremy Freeman coming up to the plate. Freeman is 0 for 3. Jeremy Freeman Jr. has hit a couple of home runs the last couple of games, but it's held off the scoreboard tonight. I don't think JT will be giving any more signals tonight. He'll just let the players use their own discretion and rely upon his coaches to help them get around the bases when and if they get on. When you're down by 10 runs, there's not a lot a manager can do anymore. Pitch misses inside. As we mentioned, Jeremy Freeman Jr. will be going to the All-Star game. Swing and a miss, Freeman. He wants that pitch back as well. Just got a little over anxious. He's got tremendous bat speed. Normally he lets the ball travel a long way into the strike zone, and he'll hit it from foul line to foul line. Pitch fouled way right. That's going to be out of play. No chance for the right fielder, Estrada, to catch up to it. It bounces into the bullpen for the Miller Express. Number 36 down there is likely throwing. I believe it's number 36. Let me just confirm. Oh, right up the middle. Garcia throws out his glove. The ball was just about by him, but it went into his glove. A great play by Garcia, and he flips it over to first for the third out. This looks like Jordan Bauer is down there from Torrington, Alberta, warming up. But we'll take a short break. Just a reminder about Town Place Suites, your home of the Medicine Hat Mavs. And if you're visiting Medicine Hat, hopefully some of you will be coming into Medicine Hat again to visit us, and make sure you hook up with Town Place Suites. We already know that Heliski's parents are in town. Blake Dale's family is in town. And somebody else's family I just can't remember right now. But stay tuned, folks. We'll be back shortly. So a new pitcher on the mound for the Medicine-Hat Mavericks. His first outing for the Mavs. David Heinonen is on the mound, a right-handed pitcher. I have no stats on him, so I don't even know where he's from, folks. A little bit of missing information, but I wish I could relay something to you about Mr. Heinonen. Count is 1-1. That pitch falls straight back. Musha sent 15 players to the plate last inning. Scored 8 runs. 14, scored 8 runs and have a commanding 14-4 lead. That ball popped up to the right side. Adam Volcano giving chase, going over to the boards, the bullpen, but it lands just out of his reach. So I'm sure David is in here to show what he can do and hopefully finish off this game, getting the last 8 outs. That ball hit in the hole would be a very tough play. Volcano fields it over to first, but throw wide, so Walsek will be on base for the 4th time tonight. That's his 2nd hit.
And in the back for the Miller Express, number 22, Thomas Soto.
I'm sorry, that's his 3rd hit. Soto, leadoff hitter, top of the order for the Miller Express. He's at the plate. He'll be followed by Edwards and Gurney. Pitch in there for a called strike. Count is 0-2. Temperature has cooled off drastically tonight. That ball flared out into left field. It's going to get down in front of Dvorak for a single. So Soto on base. Back-to-back singles. Bushja now up to 18 hits. So I believe Soto might be out of the game. Number 5 is now at first base. I'll try to get you a number on number 5. Caden Noble is at first base. He's from Orillia, Ontario. He's in for Soto. Soto has been playing short. So we'll see where Caden ends up playing. Pitch in there for a called strike. He was a count at 1-1. Heinen hasn't had a problem getting ahead of the hitters. Got ahead of both hitters so far. Just hasn't been able to put them away. The ball falls straight back. Again, he's up 1-2. Say there's less than 100 fans left here tonight. I don't have an attendance figure for you at this time. Pitch low and in the dirt. Chabot blocks it, keeps it in front. Edwards has 1 hit tonight. He's walked twice, 1 for 3. That ball fouled off and out of play. last night's game. I don't believe I've seen as many foul balls go out of play last night. I think the Mavs must have used 8 to 10 dozen baseballs last night. Count is 0-2. That ball flared over the first baseman Adam Volcano's head. Coming around to score will be Walsick, and going into second base is Edwards with a stand-up double. Again, as we said, just one of those games where no matter what Moose Jaw do, they're getting hits. It looks like there will be a pinch runner for Edwards.
Next up the bat for Moose Jaw, number 39, Austin Gurney.
So Walsick has scored 4 runs tonight as the number 9 hitter. I'm starting to not like him very much. And I say that in jest. I really like the way he plays the game. He gets on and he creates havoc. And Austin Gurney coming to the plate. League leader in RBIs, and he added to that total tonight. So Moose Jaw have scored in each of the last 4 innings. They put up 12 runs so far in the last 4 innings. They have runners on second and third with only 1 out. That ball bounces in the dirt. This is just about the time you give them the 4 fingers and put them on first base with first base open. But I think in this type of game with a blowout of 15-4, let's see if you can get him out. You know what, if he hits the ball out, well, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. Count is 1-1. There is nobody out. I think I might have told you there's 1 out with runners on second and third. There's nobody out with runners on second and third. And folks, I didn't get the number of who is running at second base, but somebody went in for Edwards. Count is 3-1. I think I just put them on 3-1. Oh, I'm sorry, the count is 2-2. I thought it was 3-1. So no, definitely don't put them on. Only a few clouds in the sky right now. Yes, the count is 3-1. The score clock says 2-2. The count is 3-1. In there for a called strike. Count is full. I don't think Gurney wanted to walk anyway. I think he was hoping that that pitch was a strike. Again, a good take by Gurney. 3-1 pitch on the outer half. You're going to let that go to get this one. That'll be an RBI on the ground out. So there is 1 away, a runner on third base. Soto in to score. I'm sorry, that was a pinch runner. Pitch just misses the corner. So Jackson Martin is running at third base, and he's in for William Edwards from Grand Coulee, Saskatchewan. A little village just outside of Regina, a little bit west of Regina. We have a count of 1-1. That pitch misses outside. It's been a long evening for Chabot, the catcher, Jamal Chabot. He's caught a lot of pitches tonight. He's blocked a lot of pitches. He'll probably be looking for the game off tomorrow. The count is 3-1. The one good thing about the Mavs is after today is that they get to play Swift Current tomorrow. Not that Swift Current is a pushover, but they get to erase this game in a hurry from their minds. And they can get right back to playing tomorrow and seeing what else can happen. JT going out to the mound. There will be a little break in the action. I'm going to step away for a few seconds here, folks.
$35. C1076. That is your winner for tonight. And it is last call for alcohol concessions. And fans, if you purchased a bucket of alcohol from the bar, please return them there on your way out. It would be greatly appreciated. Talking in English, but also brought to you by ER Smart, the official lawn furnishing specialist of the Mavericks. A beautiful lawn wouldn't happen by itself. To preserve the appearance of property, visit yardsmart.com. Tonight's attendance is 823. Thanks, fans, for coming out. New pitcher in the game for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, number 36, Jordan Ballard. Starting off the bottom of the eighth for the Mavericks, number 13, Aaron Volcano.
Welcome back, folks. Aaron Volcano up at the plate. We do have some infield changes. For Moose Jaw, we've got Pacey Phillips from Carobert, Saskatchewan. He's at second base. Another player who attended the Badlands Baseball Academy up in Oyen. Pacey Phillips at second base. And at shortstop, we did have a couple of pinch runners. And at shortstop, we have Ben Walasek, who went over from second base to short. At third base, we still have Alberg. And I'm not sure of the outfield numbers, folks. I just can't get a bead on them. But nevertheless, we have Tyler Venesti at the plate. That ball is hit up the middle, and Venesti's on with a single. Nobody covering second, and now we have four guys covering second. But Venesti on at first base with a single. That's Venesti's first hit of the night.
And coming up to the plate, left fielder number 1, Yusei Uzawa.
So Yusei Uzawa is in for Carter Roth. Roth 0 for 2 tonight. Before Uzawa comes in, that ball hit out into left field. DeGrazia underneath it, and it makes the catch. If that is DeGrazia out there, we're not exactly sure, folks. But anyway, there's two away. So Johnny Volcano coming to plate. Volcano is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a double and a single. He's been consistently increasing his batting average, having hits in consecutive games. I know he had a couple of hits last night. That ball hit out into right center field. That's going to get down. That's going to get to the wall. Coming around is going to be Venesti. He's going to score. The throw coming home, but it won't be in time. Close play at home. Good relay throw from Pacey Phillips, but Venesti slides underneath the tag. And Johnny Volcano has another double tonight. And the Mavs back with another run.
And up to the plate, pitcher number 2, Adam Volcano.
So Adam Volcano coming to the plate. Adam is 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. He also got hit by a pitch. Swings and misses at that offering. Jordan Bauer on the mound for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, hard-throwing right-hander. He's from Torrington, Alberta. He's a sophomore. He attends VIU, Vancouver Island University. Curveball misses low and away. Tonight's attendance, I'm not exactly sure of the number, but I did hear them announce somewhere around 834. Count is 1-1. That ball hit out into right field. Right fielder makes the catch, and that'll be the third out. But the Mavs do score one run. As we said, hopefully the Mavs can finish strong. You know, and I'm not exactly sure that scoring one run in the last 5 innings is going to be finishing strong, but the Mavs only led one time in this game, and that was a score of 4-3, and that was in the 4th inning. And since then, Moose Jaw have scored 13 runs, and they've blown this game wide open. So we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. So Tanner DeGrazia will start off the top of the 9th. Adam Volcano is still on the mound. That pitch hits DeGrazia. No intent, of course. Volcano, I think this is only his 2nd appearance pitching this year. But with the Mavs being in a stretch of 11 games and 12 nights, sometimes you just have to go to some of your utility players and say, can you throw me an inning or two? So Gustavo Soto now at the plate. That pitch in there for a called strike. Abe Alberg is on deck. And then the dreaded Ben Waletzek could be coming up this inning. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-2. Curveball from Volcano. I'm sure the Volcano boys have played every position, and probably ones that haven't been created yet in their growing up days. Jimmy Volcano, the father, is a coach for the Vauxhall Spurs American Legion team. A pitch off the end of the bat, another curveball. As we said, there is a younger Volcano coming up. I believe Mark Volcano. He's attends Vauxhall High School. Vauxhall has a Vauxhall Baseball Academy. That ball hit out into right field. Micah Dvorak is now in right field. He'll gather it in, throw it into Johnny Volcano. Moose Jaw is just going station to station right now. No attempt to try to go to third on that. Dvorak in right field. He's moved from left field to right field. Yusi Uzawa, who came in to pinch hit for Carter Roth, is now in left field. So Moose Jaw now at 20 hits in this game. 16 runs on 20 hits. And basically they've just handed it right to the Mavs tonight. But these teams are still separated by a lot in the East Division standings. Medicine Hat firmly in second place, and Moose Jaw firmly in fourth place. So unless something drastically happens, Moose Jaw would be playing Saskatoon in the first round of playoffs, and Medicine Hat would face Regina. There's a ground ball hit in the hole. That'll be a tough play, and there'll be no play on that. Alberg is on with a single. Last time he was very upset because he grounded out, but he now has his first hit of the game, and the bases are loaded. I've said this several times tonight, bases are loaded and there's less than 2 away. And now Ben Walczak is up. Walczak has been probably the most outstanding player of this game, in my opinion. He's got 3 hits, scored 4 runs. He's been on base all 5 plate appearances. One of many stars for Moose Jaw tonight. Pitch misses outside. Good stop by Chabot. There's somebody throwing in the Moose Jaw bullpen. They might want to get somebody in for an inning. That pitch just misses outside. Count is 2-1. That ball fouled out of play. We'll be right back here tomorrow night, folks, at 6:50 again. Truman Bartman will be doing the play-by-play tomorrow. We'll have the on-deck session that we usually have before Mavs games, talking about tonight's games, although we may not want to talk too much about tonight's game, but we'll be talking about the game tomorrow against Weyburn. And that game is at 7:05. That ball hit up the middle. Volcano has a chance at first base, and they just get him in time. Oh, they don't. They call him safe. So Walczak, he's following the role of Nate Mensick. Mensick I was always impressed with. He never gave up on a play. It could have been an easy one-hopper back to the pitcher, and he tried to beat the throw to first, and so anyway, we have bases loaded, another run on the board. That was bang bang at first base. So a hit batter and then 3 consecutive singles. And we now have a score of 17-5. And this game is now a little bit over 3 hours old. And I'm not sure I see more than maybe 20 fans in the stands. I guess there's more than that. Yeah, there's maybe 100 fans left. You know, it's just one of those nights where the temperature really cooled off. Moose Jaw came in here very hot, and they cooled the Mavs off tonight. So right now the temperature is only 14 degrees Celsius. And that's 56 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's cool out there, folks. But it's going to heat up again tomorrow. And as we said, the last 2 days have been into the 90s. So the full count pitch, foul, or hit out into left field, and that's going to get down. That's a fair ball. 2 runs are going to score. I'm sorry, 1 run's going to score. Gustavo Soto had to tag up in case the ball was caught, but he trotted in to score. So we still have bases loaded, and there's still nobody out. So we now have at the plate for Moose Jaw. I'm trying to get a number here, folks. That's Jackson Martin at the plate. Yes, he came in to run. He was in earlier. So it's his first plate appearance. That pitch misses high. The count goes to 3-0. Pitch in there for a called strike. Martin in for Edwards. Good to see him swing away. Martin has a 167 batting average. Pitch in there for a called strike. And that's the first out of the inning. So Gurney coming to the plate. This is his 7th plate appearance of the night. Yes, that's right, folks. 7th. Gurney has 3 RBIs so far. Takes that pitch for a called strike. Came into this game with 40 RBIs, leading the WCBL. And he's got a chance to add a couple more to that total here. Already 3 on the night. That pitch misses inside. This is just one of those games that's a real stinker for the Mavs. And if there is a silver lining to that, there wasn't very many fans here tonight to watch it. And if you want a revenge game, you might just have it again on Saturday when Moose Jaw returns to Medicine Hat. That pitch fouled off. Moose Jaw will be back here Saturday evening at 7:05. And the weather's going to be much nicer, and usually on the weekends there's some very good crowds here. Count is 1-2. Pitch misses outside. I would think that Moose Jaw would be heading home tonight. Not sure if they'll be staying 2 nights here. They do have an off day tomorrow, unless there's a rain out that I'm unaware of. That ball hit out into center field. Freeman underneath it, and he'll make the catch. Runner at third will tag and come in to score. So that's Gurney's 4th RBI of the night. Eduardo Saenz coming up to the plate. He's had a very good night. He's got 3 hits. He's 3 for 5. I'm getting a blister on my one finger from hitting the score icon on this iPad for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Had to hit it 19 times so far tonight. Score is 19 to 5. Hits are 23 to 7. The count is 2-0 on Cyanus. On deck is Robert Estrada. Swing and a miss. Hitters count, and he went after it. Pitch appeared to be on the outer part of the plate. That pitch a called strike. That might have been a gift. It looked like it was outside, but I think everybody's getting a little tired tonight, folks. So we've got a count of 2-2. There is 2 away. Oh. He opened up the strike zone a little bit, Tyler Murphy. And that'll do it for the Mavs to get out of that inning, I mean. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. So we're at the bottom of the 9th inning. Blake Dale coming to the plate. Dale is 2 for 3 tonight with a double and a single. Tried to stretch a single into a double and got thrown out on a great throw from DeGrazzi out in left field. Quickly falls behind 0-2. On the mound for Moose Jaw is Josh Bourbeau, number 21. He's a freshman. He's from Bonnyville, Alberta. Dale hits that out into center field. Gurney coming in, and he makes the catch for the first out.
Up the Mavericks, number 23, Jamel Chabot. One of the defensive changers for the Miller Express. At second, Casey Lewis, and at short, Ben Nolan.
So Jamel Chabot at the plate. Chabot was 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch bounces in the dirt. So I think I can give you the post-game wrap-up right now. I think I could have given it to you a couple of innings ago, but you know, full credit to the Moose Jaw Miller Express. They came in here and they jumped out to a 2-0 lead. And although the Mavs battled back to tie it, Moose Jaw jumped ahead in the top of the third, going ahead 3-2. Mavs jumped ahead 4-3, but from there on in it was all Moose Jaw Miller. And the Miller Express just came out tonight. I thought they played a very good game. And, you know, hats off to them. Every team goes through a stretch of a lot of games. Right now, the Mavs are in that stretch. As I said, 11 games in 12 nights. And this game is number 8 out of 9 days. So they're tired. But that's summer baseball in the WCBL. It tests your depth. And some players just continue to excel, and some have a little harder time. That ball's hit hard out into right field. It's going up against the wall, and Martin out in right field plays it in, and Chabot has a double. He's at second base. So his first hit of the night. Good to see him get a hit. And on the Mavs side, things just didn't go their way tonight. You know, no matter how hard they tried, and everybody was trying hard, but Andrew Kim didn't have a very good outing coming in. He gave up the 2 runs to put the game back into Moose Jaw's hands, and he gave up more than 2 runs, but he gave up 2 runs in the 6th inning. Dvorak now at the plate. Dvorak is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. But then that explosive 7th inning where Moose Jaw scored 8 runs. And, you know, Moose Jaw up and down their lineup tonight were just a better team. But as we say, Mavericks are right back here tomorrow, and they have a chance to erase this from their memory. And they play Swift Current here tomorrow night. Count is 1-1 on Dvorak. Offered at that, but didn't go. Appealed down to third base. Umpires tonight have done an excellent job. Dvorak fouls that off. Evens the count at 2-2. You know, it was only a couple of days ago where the Mavs scored 19 runs, and that was against Weyburn. And, you know, that happens to every team. Weyburn the next day came out, and they were leading the Mavs going into the 8th inning, and that was yesterday. Leading the Mavs going into the 8th inning. So from one night, having 19 runs scored against them, I believe the score was 19-5 or 19-7. The next day, they're leading going into the 8th inning, and had Blake Dale not hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th to put the Mavs up 9-8. Mavs went on to score another couple of runs that inning, but that shows you that this game can turn around very quickly for you. You can be on top of the earth one day, and 24 hours later, you're on the bottom of the earth, and vice versa. So what we have is a full count. Dvorak hits it to second base. Pacey Phillips fields it over to first base, and that'll be the second out. Chabot goes to third base. So we're at the top of the order. Jeremy Freeman Jr. coming to the plate. Freeman is 0 for 4 tonight. I'm sure he's not going to want to be an 0 for night. Swings at that first pitch. Mavs still only have 8 hits in this game. That pitch fouled off. This is a hitter's league. Freeman fouls that pitch off. So tomorrow night, we'll be back with this game. Mavs go down 19-5, 19 runs on 23 hits, no errors for Moose Jaw. 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors for the Mavs. See you tomorrow night, 6:50 with our on deck session.